I'm not. Oh, there it is.
Hello, and welcome to Invisible Gamecast number 11, presented by Invisible Gamer. I'm Tristan Ettleman, filling in for Gabe again because he has college things. With me is Seth Scott,
Hello, everyone.
Michael Burns,
Hi. Hi.
2 times. Yeah, that's good. Brien Bell.
If I look really hot right now, it's because it's really
It's
hot in this
because
house.
you've been working out.
Yeah, you look really
That's
hot.
never
Shout in
factual.
tape.
I
And
was,
Team
I was
fat.
getting a little sweaty. No, Brian.
Finally, Austin Clark.
Hey everybody.
So anyways, we are talking about video games today, other things. Michael let us know beforehand that he's gonna try his hardest to derail the conversation. So
I am. Come here, buddy.
let's start this conversation so that we can derail it. So it's kind of a slow news week because it's post Gamescom, but there's some cool stuff to come out. Something that kind of surprised me was that the Pokemon World Championships were this past weekend, and the YouTuber JWitz posted an image of a Pokemon trading card game on iPad, and then Pokemon Company confirmed that is a real game, which is kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
Confirmed.
Yeah, Pokemon stuff has come to Apple before, like they had the Pokemon TV app, and they have people are saying that this is just going to be an iPad version of the PC, the free PC trading card game, but it's still cool because Nintendo's usually wary to put things elsewhere.
Yeah.
So it's neat. Anybody feel any opinion on this?
I think. What do you think about it, Rebel?
Me? Oh, the dog. I
Nice
didn't
camera
realize he
pan.
was there. Okay, there it is. There's the derailing.
I think it's something that we've seen kind of coming for a while. With they tested like the waters a while ago with the Pokédex app, and I don't know. This isn't technically Nintendo, right? It's a Pokemon Company, aren't they?
Yeah,
A
right.
separate entity,
Right.
but I think I think it makes sense. It's a great platform for that kind of thing. Obviously, with everybody playing Hearthstone, and being addicted to it on iOS and I guess PC as well. But yeah, if it takes off, great. It'd be awesome.
I didn't even know that there was a PC Mac version before I wrote about this story. So.
Of Pokemon?
Yeah, the trading card game.
Oh, I didn't either. The last time I played it was on Game Boy Color. I've never touched an actual Pokemon card.
Yeah, I used to have some.
Haven't played them.
Yeah, I had them, but I just for the pretty pictures.
I played them sometime, like a
Man,
long time ago.
Isn't it essentially a kind of a dumbed down Magic?
Yeah, Magic's way better.
Is it actually dumbed down?
No, I mean,
Go
I
ahead,
never
Seth.
played. I never played the Pokemon games, but I don't know. It seems very similar. All those kind of card games are just they change the text for everything, but it's all the same crap.
Hold on, though.
No.
Well, hold on. Everybody here, raise your hand if you played Magic: The Gathering at some point in your life.
No. What
Brian,
if you
are
still?
you raising
What
your
if you
hand?
still play?
Okay. No, that's fine.
I'm not still playing, but
Have you played Star Wars, Brian, the card game?
I played the Star
Ooh.
Trek card game.
Okay.
Star Wars
and would
was
you,
good.
And would you say, even though you don't know what you're talking about because you just admitted you haven't played Magic, that Star Trek is the same as Magic or different?
I have no earthly idea. It seems a little bit different from everything that I saw because I've seen plenty of people play Magic. I've just never played it myself. But just it seemed that the layout of how that game worked was in general a little bit different from what I've seen in Magic games.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Magic in elementary school, and then when I was a teenager, I moved on to a different game called Middle Earth: The Wizards, which is a completely different style of game. So, sorry, Seth, not every card game is the same. Take it back.
Here's the card game question of our time. What is the bigger card game right now, Magic or Hearthstone?
Magic.
Yeah.
Hearthstone? I don't know.
Yu-Gi-Oh's pretty
I would-
big too, actually.
Yeah, I would definitely say Magic. Magic is
Yeah,
huge.
Magic is
Like,
still the biggest. Yeah.
it's like it's There were a whole bunch of kids at my school that used to play it.
I'm gonna go get some magic battery power. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Actually, that leads to my follow-up question. What's the bigger online card game, Hearthstone or Magic Duels of the Planeswalker?
Probably Hearthstone.
Yeah.
I know there are a good number of people that like the digital version of Magic, but I would still probably Hearthstone in that case.
Yeah. I think Eye of Judgment is the best card game ever.
Eye of Judgment. I've never heard of it.
A
That was at
PlayStation
PS3.
Eye
Yeah.
card.
Oh.
I played that game way more than I should have.
Yeah.
My friend,
We're
actually,
never playing Magic.
former Invisible Gamer writer Nathan Butler was a huge Eye of Judgment fan. You and he would have had a lot to talk about.
Dude, it was pretty good. I've never once beat the computer, but it was fun.
I'm surprised that with the renaissance, it would seem, of card games on consoles and tablets, that we haven't seen Sony resurrect one of the Eye of Judgment games for PS4 or Vita or something.
They
Might be
did
coming.
didn't they have a PSP version at some point?
Oh yeah, they did have a PSP version.
Yeah.
Michael and I know that well. We had to write the descriptors for that for our PlayStation Store project.
Sounds fun.
Anyways, let's move on to something that I guess Michael can comment on as soon as he can hear us, which I think is now. Michael, you want to talk about Mighty Gunvolt, as your Striker Gunvolt, whatever it's called?
Well, I haven't played them yet. Hopefully, I'm getting a copy before launch so we can have a timely review, but we'll see. Azure Striker Gunvolt is the new game from Inti Creates, who has created a lot of Mega Man games. Most recently, the Mega Man ZX and ZX Advent, and
9 and 10, right?
As well. Azure Striker Gunvolt looks like a cool sort of Saturn era 2D action game. And Mighty Gunvolt, which is free, it's like a free mini game that comes with Azure Striker Gunvolt for the first 3 months. Looks kind of like an NES game, and I think I read on Nintendo World Report that it's only 5 levels. But it's kind of cool. It's like a crossover. I think it's a development effort with Concept, who's doing Mighty Number 9. You can play as Beck, who's the main character from Mighty Number 9, and Azure, and some characters from somebody help me out here.
I don't know.
Galgun, which is literally a side-scrolling gun game starring a bunch of ladies. So
I think it's cool that
Galgun, like lady. Oh, okay. Anyway.
I don't know if it's cool, but I think it's strange that Mighty Number 9, and they're trying to turn it into a franchise that spans other things already.
Before it's even out.
I guess it makes sense that they're working on it together, but still, it's kind of weird. I don't think I've seen that before.
This is an old discussion that we've already had.
Well, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
Oh.
Talk about the new game.
Fine.
Well, we can't talk about it because nobody here's played it. But it comes out on the 29th, which is Thursday.
No, I just meant like the general news that you get the free demake of the game.
Yeah, it's not exactly a demake. That's what I call it, but that's because that's what they called it on Twitter. I'm not sure what it's a demake. It's not a demake of Azure Striker Gunvolt, but it's a demake of something. It's
yeah,
a
it looks
demake
like Mega Man.
Of our summers gone by. But if you've played, I think Mega Man ZX Advent, there's a similar mini game in there that's like 3 stages. Same exact thing. So if you can't wait till Thursday and you just want to check out Mighty Gunvolt, go get a copy of ZX Advent. It's like $10 on eBay. Probably won't come fast enough.
Yeah, the other game will be out by then. I don't know why you need it that badly.
Sometimes when
Wants
there's
to.
a game, sometimes when there's a game that's about to come out, but I just like can't wait to play it, I'll do that. I'll like buy the previous game on eBay, and then it will come like when the other one releases, and then I won't play either of them because I'm just too many choices.
I had a really ambitious plan to play all the Donkey Kong games leading up to Tropical Freeze, and I got up to Donkey Kong Country 3, I think. And then Tropical Freeze came out, and I'm like, fine, I'll just play it. And then
Wait, that's as far as you got?
yeah.
Oh, you mean all the Donkey Kong Country games?
Mm-hmm.
Got it. I thought
Yeah,
you
not
meant
Donkey Kong
every
3,
game
Donkey Kong
starting-
Country 3.
What about?
That's pretty good.
Yes, what about Mario versus Donkey Kong?
That came
Did you
out
play it?
after.
I know, but did you play it? And
No.
ever?
No.
That's the only one that's good in that series. That and maybe the second one.
Isn't it pretty much like Lemmings?
Sure.
That's all I know about it.
Brian, talk about how you've been progressing with Returns.
The weekly Donkey Kong update with Brien Bell.
I've been too involved with Rogue Legacy and beating the hell out of those bosses to play Donkey Kong right now.
Okay, listen. I really can't afford any games right now except like Hyrule Warriors and Theater Rhythm if we don't get review copies. So I need you to say in 4 sentences a thing that is going to make me change those plans and buy that game right now. Because it sounds like something I would love based on like, it looks like something I would love, but I just don't care. Why should I care? Go. 4 sentences or less. Begin.
If you like games that will challenge you and you like dungeon crawler, it's Castlevania meets Spelunky. So
Castlevania 64. Lords of Shadow 2.
Castlevania
Simon's Quest.
Symphony of the Night.
Did you say Symphony?
Symphony.
Oh.
Probably can't hear it over the roaring of my computer's fan.
I'm pretty sure that Kojima is eventually going to take over every Konami franchise, and he will announce Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and it will be some big in-joke.
The
Picking up new words again.
Kojami, and then that'll be the. Anyways.
Kojami, good one.
You're funny. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wait, do you have your jokes on standby to insert in during the silence?
Oh, no, I don't.
Your observations? You should sometimes.
No, here's a plug. I did jokes. Go to tristanetleman.bandcamp.com.
Here's a plug.
That was a great
I
joke.
do jokes.
Very good plug there.
I did the most recent one. Like, I'm always sitting around at like midnight, like I can't go to sleep, and I always do them, and I wake up and I think they're the worst idea ever. But I put them up anyways. So.
I can never go to sleep, but I think it's mostly because I'm living on a boat these days.
Very good, very good. We're on top of this is comedy bronze right now. Anyways,
I'd give it a copper.
Oh.
Gold, I give it gold. Silver.
Speaking of minerals, Minecraft PS4 is now coming later rather than sooner. That's my exact headline.
That's what we call a segue there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, 4J
do those.
Minecraft said, "Hey guys," really candidly and coolly on Twitter, they said that the Minecraft PS4 failed the final test for Sony, and then they got to fix it. So basically, it's delayed, which sucks because it was supposed to come out this month.
Did they say?
No.
They didn't say why specifically.
They just, they said that Sony found some bugs. Basically, I think was the extent of it.
Yeah.
I think that was the extent. That's all I've seen, at least.
And they've been fixing the bugs for Xbox One and PS Vita versions, but more time the better. It's not like we're waiting on this game to come out, period. You know what I mean? It's not like you can't find it somewhere else, but I'm excited for the version.
Are you guys looking forward to the PS4 version?
Yep, that's what's going to get me back into that game.
I would have bought an Xbox One for a new version had, and I know that's absurd, but
it is very.
Had they not announced it for PS4, I'm really hoping that I don't have to buy a second controller for local multiplayer. I'm really hoping I can use my Vita as a second screen, as a screen for the second player. And like, I'm kind of shocked that they haven't said anything about that yet. Because I know people are wondering. They're talking about it on the internet forums, on the internets, on the webs,
On the Googles,
Yeah.
the
The
Twitters,
Yahoos and the Bings.
on the chat boxes.
the SQLs.
Can someone give me?
SQL, like SQL, like SQL
Yes.
Server.
Yes.
Why are we talking about work stuff now?
I have no idea, but you can talk on those things.
Did you and I have to? Did I ever have you do like SQL queries?
Yes,
Work?
you did. That's why I'm thinking of it.
That's weird. This is game related, guys.
Anyways.
It is.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Brian also worked on the PlayStation Store redesign.
I didn't know that either of you did that.
Yeah, I helped design it.
That was us. All
Sorry.
him, mostly. I pitched in.
Thank you for that. Anyways, does anybody know what like the features are for these new versions? Like what it is like specific? I'm excited for it.
It lets you see related games based on a set of descriptors and buy games you might not have otherwise discovered.
Excuse me, I was talking about Minecraft.
More mining.
That was actually how we designed it. It didn't come out that way though.
I just know that there's like a bigger worlds and stuff. That's why I'm excited.
16 times bigger.
So,
That's
has
good.
everyone
What
played Minecraft here?
I've never played
Everyone
Minecraft.
has.
Brian has it.
I thought
I've
you
never
bought it
played
for PS3, Brian.
No, I was waiting for the PS4 version.
Well, don't you get it for free, or don't you get it for something?
Yeah,
on
it's like I
PS4?
think a discount for the PS4
Yeah.
version.
Brian, we're
So,
like the same guy.
Brian and Austin haven't played. You're like the same guy, except
You just have better facial hair.
you're like the same guy, except one of you has like a cardioid mic and the other has a baby coming.
And you can wear hats.
Baby
Hats
boomer.
don't look good on me.
I still think it's interesting, and apologies if I've talked about this before, stop me. I still think it's interesting that the PS4 and Xbox One versions of Minecraft get 16 times more space to run around in and have fun in compared to the console versions. But now the mobile version on iPad and I assume, or on iOS and I assume Android now has unlimited.
Endless.
Yeah,
worlds.
that's insane. That is weird that it's not like that on
Remember,
It's
you guys
everywhere.
remember late last year when I said, and I quote, "Keep your next gen, mine's already here."
No, I
Do you
don't.
remember
On that, yeah. You don't.
It was when you
Tristan-
wrote the XCOM thing, right?
I wrote an article saying that I was more excited to spend $900 on a
iPad.
top-of-the-line iPad than to
Yeah.
buy a PS4 with nothing I wanted to play because XCOM is so great. But anyway,
Why do you have to be so? You want your XCOM on your iPad, and your what was the other thing that you said?
Wait,
that
are
was,
we?
XCOM
What
is
about the
we-
board game?
Wait, are we gonna talk about BioShock at all? Is that in the notes?
No, but Bioshock 2 is the best Bioshock game. So.
Yeah, that
do-
was confirmed last week.
I do actually think that, but
No,
But,
we're not. Go ahead, talk about it now.
yeah, let's talk about BioShock for iOS. So
Which we talked about
How?
last week, but you weren't.
We talked
here
about it a
yet.
while ago. If that's what you meant. Like 2 weeks ago. So
Was it 2 or was it last week?
it must have been
I don't
last
think it
week.
was last
'cause I
week.
feel like
the
well,
last
I
week
have
was
had
Gamescom.
I've had an evolution in thoughts about it since then. and maybe-
Okay, well go ahead.
maybe-
Go ahead and talk about it. It's alright.
So 2K China, 2K Mobile, 2K China, whichever the developer is, very successfully ported XCOM Enemy Unknown to iOS and now Android, and I think it's the best version of the game. And so you'd think that for their next big feat they would have done some other similar type of game, but they thought it was a good idea to put a first-person shooter on there. And I know a lot of people were like, "This is stupid. What? You know, this is an awful idea. What's wrong with you? I wanted this for PS4, etc." And I kind of was like in agreement on that. Like I was like, I'm not going to play this. Like, what's the point? But I've kind of like sort of changed my mind about it since then. Like because I see a lot of people complaining about it still. And to that, I would say, A, 2K Mobile was not going to make you a PS4 port of BioShock, so it's not like anybody's not spending time making that port.
Mhm.
And separately, like, why do some people care that a game that you like is going to a platform you don't like? Like, other people who cares if it's like a subpar experience for you? Other people are going to play it and enjoy it.
Mhm.
Well,
Hopefully.
yeah, it's personally.
Well, I mean, you can actually use a controller,
Right.
so that
but
negates.
that audience that you're describing that's gonna not care about that isn't gonna have a controller for their iPad.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I see like I see a lot of people like really dedicated to like the idea that a mobile platform like that is an excellent like hardcore gaming platform, and that's not me. Like that's not the point I was trying to make last year. But yeah, I don't know. Like
I think that people that are complaining about it don't see it from like a business or expanding the consumer base or idea. They just think if someone's making a BioShock port, then they're not working on the next one, and so they think that it's terrible. When they easily have already started working. Well, I mean,
They could have easily.
yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
if
the
they
whole
are,
point.
since-
The thing is, like I said, it's not the same. It wouldn't be the same development teams at all.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I think people don't get. They just think BioShock is made by like the same 10 people always, and if they're working on a port, then they can't be working on something new, and so they're upset about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google the BioShock 10 and see who those 10 people are.
They all went and made Gone Home.
Ken Levine had like 10 clones of himself.
I mean,
The
for
re-
me, it's not even like getting mad that it's being on iOS. It's the fact of if you don't have a controller, how can you control this game? And that's what
Yeah.
I want to see the most. And if you can change it around, I feel like they can maybe do it in a way to just make shooting and aiming much more simpler and like almost exact, then it could totally work. And then that will probably bring on hate by a lot of people. But if you can make it a lot more playable and manageable, then more power to them.
but that kind of like is also like a much more like methodical game anyway, like to where it's a lot slower paced. Like even the action is like a lot more chunky, or I don't know, chunky is the right word. It's sort of like it's kind of like it's
Precise.
Well, it feels more like Resident Evil, like the original Resident Evil to me,
Yeah.
than like a Half-Life where you move a lot slower. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
agree.
it'll be interesting. I'll check it out. It reminds me of. It's funny though that the thing is like, what am I trying to say? It reminds me of like back when a game would come out for Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, like Mortal Kombat, and then it would be ported to Game Gear and Game Boy, but nobody got upset that they were being ported to other platforms back then because they're completely different audiences. But now, like, people just hate on mobile for the sake of it. Because, like, if we were doing a podcast in 1993 about Mortal Kombat for Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, we wouldn't be talking about people being pissed off that there's a Game Boy version.
We'd also be talking about all 6 people who had internet fast enough to listen to a podcast.
No,
The military.
It would have been on AM radio or a CB radio.
Here's an
and
idea.
We could do it on ham radio. That'd be awesome.
And somebody would have sat next by one of the radios with a tape recorder and just recorded the whole thing that way.
Has someone done a
DJ would have
podcast?
ruined it.
A podcast of the past kind of idea? Like, is
Yeah.
that a thing that a site or some show has done?
Yeah, it's called Retronauts. It's my favorite.
No, I mean like literally like they pretend they're like people from the time and then they're
People do that. It's called radio dramas. You can get them on iTunes.
sure.
Hey, by the way, did
Dang
anybody here ever have a copy of Mortal Kombat for Game Boy or Game Gear?
No.
No.
I know that I played the Game
someone who
Boy
did.
one.
Okay, so the Game Boy one, I mean, I didn't have a Super Nintendo or a Genesis, so that was the only one I could play. And besides being like super watered down, it ran at about 4 frames a second.
I was gonna say 5.
Yeah, So no, it was really slow. But I remember, I think I was like on a snowmobiling trip or something with my parents, and we were in some pizza place or something, and there was this like older kid that was playing Mortal Kombat on one of the arcade cabinets, and I remember like really wanting to impress him, and I had my Game Boy with me. You know, he's probably only like 13 or 14, but I thought he probably thought he was like 19 because I was 10. And I was like, hey, check it out. I have Mortal Kombat over here, and I don't have to pay a quarter every time I want to play it. That's pretty cool, right? And I was 10, and he just looked at me and he was like, no. And then he like, no, it wasn't even like that. It was like, get the F away from me, you little nerd. Like in my memory, like in my memories, I'm remembering him as
Lucas?
William Zabka.
Oh.
From the Karate Kid.
Mm.
The bad guy.
Very possibly. It might have been actually him.
It could have.
Or the good guy if you happen to be a certain character from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
is this where I think it's going?
Anyways, so that was a good talk.
Yeah. So next story, Seth wrote about this. Disney Infinity is now free on Wii U, the eShop.
Yes.
Go get it.
Is that all you have to say about that?
Seth, you have it. Go ahead, talk about it.
Yeah, it's free, which is cool, I guess. But the thing about Disney Infinity is, it's like, in my eyes, it's a huge, constant investment of money because you get little, you have to buy the figures to play parts of the game, and while that's cool, the figures are cool. I love some of the Pixar universe stuff, but it's too big of an investment, I think, for a lot of people.
So you were saying in the story that, or I don't know if you actually said this in the story, or if you think you did, or if we were just talking about it, but you were saying you'd have to spend $20 for a new base thing to plug the figures into, and I think you said, how much did you say the figures were on average?
Like $7 or so, 6 to 10. I mean, 5 to 10 is what I said. They seem to range, but
yeah, I was looking on eBay, because the thing is, like, I would download the game if I had hard drive space. I need a new hard drive for my Wii U because I'm out. But I would totally buy it and play it, or download it and then buy some things to play it.
yeah.
And like the pedestal you can get for $12 on eBay, like brand new, and the figures, they're like $4 to $15. But
Yeah.
it's like I look at all the figures and I'm like, I don't even know where to start. Like
Right.
I was like, well, what figures would I like to have? And I'm like, okay, Jack Skellington. I'm looking at my eBay watch list right now that I'm not going to actually buy. Jack Skellington, Sorcerer's Apprentice, Mickey, like The Incredibles, and Sully from Monsters Inc. But like, I actually don't have any idea what the gameplay is like that unlocks with them. And I guess Neil from NWR was telling me there's also like play sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get like
that's the
combo
thing.
packs that like, if you buy a pack, it gives you like 4 characters for $20 or $30 or something. So you get like a little discount if you spend, like, you buy a box with a bunch. But
Neil was saying that if you get a play set, like, you get a different kind of gameplay than if you buy just the figures. How does that work?
I think that. Or go ahead. Go ahead. Austin.
Like the play sets, they basically unlock like a new 3-4 hour campaign game, and whereas those are usually like the sets that come with like 2 figures and a play set, and then if you just get a figure by himself, that's kind of the crappy thing is, from what I know, you just unlock that character to play in the like toy box mode.
The build
So
mode,
you
yeah.
don't actually get like any special additions to the game really with certain characters.
Do you have it?
No, I used to work at GameStop though, so I kind of like
Got it.
had to learn a lot because of parents.
So they're basically RTC rather than DLC retail.
Retail content.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
it's a cool idea, it's like the Skylanders thing and all that, the toys, and Nintendo's jumping on that boat too, but it's just, I don't know. It seems too locked away for me to invest in it. I don't know.
I wouldn't necessarily have a problem with the investment if I had some money to spend on it, but like,
Right.
I actually thought that the game being free would be a great incentive for me. But then, like I said, I just kind of get a little overwhelmed with all of the different options out there.
Right.
And that actually like turns me further away versus like going into a store and spending however much on a starter kit that includes the game. Like at least you actually have everything you need to get like a rounded experience.
Yeah.
Right.
It's,
yeah.
I can't believe that they didn't take advantage, at least on the Wii U version, of the NFC chip in the gamepad. Like,
Right.
it's the fact that you still have to buy a base. I mean, it's probably just it would have been too much to reprogram everything. But that's what that chip was put in there for, was to like connect with figures. It's crazy that they can't just use that, you know. But
They're not
it's
gonna.
beyond
They don't. Disney's not gonna do that and take
Oh,
away
right.
from their bottom line.
Of course, yeah. But there should be some way.
Same with Activision and Skylanders.
Mhm.
Yep.
Are those Skylanders games still doing really well? Because I know the most recent one like came out not too long ago. I don't know how that one did.
Yeah, there's another one coming out just a couple weeks for.
Oh, maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. What's that one called?
It's called Spyro. What? Never mind.
Skyro the Trap Trooper.
No, I was gonna say it's called Spyro. I was gonna say it's called Spyro. I farted, but then I said Skyro.
Skyro the Trap Trooper.
I think it's like Trap Team or something.
Okay.
It
Was
is
there one
called
with
Trap
Swap in the
Trooper.
name? Was there one with Swap in the name? At some point?
Skylanders Swap.
Or Swap Team,
Swap
maybe.
Force.
Skylanders
Swap.
Stop and Swap.
Swap Force.
The Swap Force. Okay, that's the one I'm thinking of. That was the one I thought.
That's the one that
That was
came
last
out
year's.
Okay,
last year and came out with the PS4 and the Xbox One.
gotcha. Okay, I don't know anything about it, even though I love Spyro. I wish this Disney Infinity game was easier to get into, but
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to 2.0. I think the character set in that is pretty cool. So,
Oh, because
Yeah.
it's on Marvel.
well, it's Marvel, but there's also like classic Disney stuff like Aladdin and
Maleficent isn't it? Isn't it?
like Donald Duck and Tinkerbell and all that.
That would be more interesting to me. Yeah.
Shining, shimmering.
Jasmine Spears, you know. Have you seen
gotta
the trailer?
I gotta say that as much as I think I sound okay singing A Whole New World, I really get into singing the Jasmine parts.
let's just duet right now over the
Nope.
internet.
I can't. I'm busy playing Animal Crossing.
Oh my God. We were talking about XCOM earlier. Firaxis Games announced that they are going to start their own convention called Firaxicon, which is a really cool name.
Are you lying? I didn't hear that.
No, I'm not.
He's
Yeah, no,
not lying.
I just made this up on the spot.
That sounds like fanboy
It
bullshit.
does sound made up.
It does. It sounds
It
awesome.
sounds like an evil transformer, a Decepticon.
Yeah. No, it's scheduled
fuck.
for September 27th and 28th in Hunt Valley, Maryland. That's what
Maryland,
MTV is, right?
I was gonna get it.
There you go, Michael. Really close.
But yeah, it's
who's
their
flying
own.
me there?
It's
You
like
paying
$40
for that, boss. That's
Hmm?
cool. And what do you get for going?
You will have the opportunity to play Civilization Beyond Earth a month before.
I'm
and
going.
sign up for
A month or
XCOM. Enemy
Wait, hold
Unknown
on.
tournament.
If you sign up for Firaxicon, you get to play what?
Civilization
Okay.
Beyond Earth.
Civilization Beyond Earth a month before the show, you said?
No, a month before it comes
Like
out.
they bring it to your house?
No, a month, a month before the game comes out.
A month ahead, you mean? A month ahead. A
Sure. Sure.
month early.
And you can also sign up for the first invitational tournament for XCOM Enemy Unknown. So
Oh, shit.
there's like panels
Probably.
and things, and Sid Meier's going to be there, and
No,
nerds are going to be there, and it's fine.
as much as I like the idea of an XCOM tournament, I don't care about the multiplayer at all. I played it a couple times, it's fun, but it's not what the game's about to me. Speaking of conventions and XCOM, though, do you guys know there was this one time where Brian went to a PAX and was supposed to bring me an XCOM patch, and he didn't?
Wow.
Supposed to
What a
and
jerk.
able to are two very different things.
Hey, if I could go on eBay and buy that patch for $6 plus SNH, you can get one for free.
Don't abbreviate shipping and handling like that. like you're in the know with online
No,
shopping.
SNH is actually sadomasochism.
Yeah.
Wow,
For
that's a
people that
deal.
like to be people that like to be abused while wearing hats.
$6 is a deal for that. My God.
Anyways, this came out of left field. Like, it's so weird that Firaxis, like, of all like companies, has their own convention.
Yeah.
Do you know
It's
what else
what-
is weird?
Huh.
That
I
Jake,
love it. More conventions. Bring 'em on.
Why can't I think of his name? The guy that directed that remake, Jake
The
someone.
Jake the dog.
Kaufman.
Sure.
Never
Jake
mind.
Kaufman is no, he's not Vert.
I know. Never mind. Jake Solomon recently announced that he was on a vegan cleanse.
That he was what?
A
That he was on a
bacon
vegan.
cleanse?
That he was on a. He recently announced that he was on a vegan cleanse.
Oh,
I really thought you
that's-
said bacon there.
I
That
thought you
was-
said bacon cleanse too. I was like, that is not. Gonna
No, well, he
cleanse.
might actually be though, because he did announce right after that he was normally a full-blooded carnivore. So maybe he's going on a bacon cleanse next.
Yeah. Awesome. To make up for the vegan cleanse.
I want that.
My girlfriend's trying to do a raw diet, so you could try that.
Yeah,
Put that-
same thing
put-
as Jake Solomon talking
put
about
that-
raw.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it, but you can't because that's not raw.
You can't
Just so you know, little word of advice. One of
Hmm.
the main reasons that humans evolved to our current state
Sure.
was because they ate animal protein
Sure.
and learned how to cook.
Uh-huh.
So as long as your girlfriend's fine not evolving anymore and only sustaining herself, then that's fine. If she doesn't want to advance the species, that's cool. I respect that.
No big
It's
deal.
not it's not a permanent thing. It's a cleanse.
I know it never is.
Well, she's regularly vegetarian, but
Why isn't she on the show tonight?
um,
I heard that she was perfect and you love her.
yeah, that's true. I do love her.
We have lives outside of video games.
Yeah, I have feelings, and I kiss a
Yes.
girl on the cheek sometimes.
Austin has a dad.
Way to get to third base.
I mean, Tristan has a dad.
No, I
Tristan
don't
has
have a dad. Don't.
He's a dad that he really loves.
Of course.
And Austin has a wife who is, wait, hold on. She's 7 months pregnant.
Or is this literally just a rundown of everyone's personal life?
The back of our trading cards.
Let me just tell you about my first day of school real quick.
Yeah, let's hear it.
No, I'm joking.
No, Brien has a girlfriend he's very happy with and a very full spiritual life.
Yes.
These are
That-
both true.
Was recently married and has yet to tell us about his first time with a girl. No, but congratulations and mazel tov and all
Thank
that
you.
stuff, even though
Bar
I said that already.
mitzvah to you, sir.
Bar mitzvah.
Anyways, video games. You guys are familiar with the Behemoth, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Made
that big
Alien
monster in the Final Fantasy games.
you guys have been playing that on GBA lately.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're
no,
not
you're-
derailing it anymore.
No,
Let me
I'm
talk
not.
about this.
While you're talking, I'm gonna have Alien Hominid up on the screen.
Oh wow, how do you get on there?
On your awesome Famicom.
How did you
GBA?
hack the world?
On my Game Boy that's in my hand. That's all.
They announced that they're working on Game 4. That's just obviously their code name. The trailer was kind of cool. Looks funny because there's like a space bear going crash landing on planet, and there's
Mhm.
funny narration. Looks cool. I love their art style so much. It's great.
Art style's good.
The art style by Mr. Dan Paladin.
Yeah, sure.
I know that because
Mr.
it says featured artist Dan Paladin.
Boom.
Sure. That name does sound familiar, but yeah,
Well, that's
it
'cause
looks
he's the
interesting.
featured artist.
We don't know anything else about it, but they're going to show it at PAX and it can be playable there. So it looks neat.
Soon. Yeah, we should know more soon. Very
Yeah,
soon.
more.
Wait, what was
Behemoth. I just
game?
thought I'd
What
mention
was
that.
Game 3?
What?
What was
Battle
Game
Block
3?
Theater.
Game 2 was Castle Crashers, right?
Battle Block
Block
Theater came
Theater.
out
Is that
in
a thing
2013.
anybody liked?
Yeah, I think it got pretty good reception.
Of course, it's only out on one platform, so.
Battle, what, Xbox?
Well, it was on 360. It's on PC now, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, I think
Hold
summer
on.
or.
Does one of you suckers write for the Sixth Axis?
Yeah. No.
Because their headline says the makers of Castle Crashers and Battle Block Theater tease their next game. I think they mean the makers of Alien Hominid and Castle Crashers. What's wrong with people and their short-term memories?
Because Alien Hominid came out.
Every time a developer announces a new game, you have to say they're the makers of, and then list every game they've made.
Of course.
So when Nintendo announces the next Legend of Zelda, you gotta go apeshit on that.
Capcom's new games are always the headlines for those are amazing.
Capcom. Does anybody know the first Capcom video game?
Ooh.
What? Yeah, it's wait, no, don't say it. Shoot. I was thinking about writing a piece
I got
on
it.
this.
It's Street Fighter 3.
No, it's not. Shut up. It's
Turbo Champions.
Volgus? Is it Volgus or Sun? Do you actually know it? You don't actually know it?
Well, I went to the Wikipedia list of Capcom games, and there's no list here.
Well, it's in like alphabetical order.
No, oh.
But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Volgus or Sun.
It says their first product was coin-operated Little League.
Whatever. Never mind. It's Volgus or Sun. I think
Oh, no,
maybe that's like what they
it says-
produced or something.
Its
Do you
first
guys know-
its first real video game was Vulgus, 1984 May.
You guys know that the word vulgus comes from Latin and it means common people?
Yeah.
So basically, it's about all of us.
No, it's about a pretty generic space shooter by today's standards.
The art's cool on the cover.
Yeah, it's a cool game. I was thinking of doing a piece on Capcom history, but that's insane. So,
What?
There's a
That's
lot.
not insane.
anyways,
You need more than a piece.
yeah, I need pieces. So,
Oh, I like this art. I like this art on this flyer for Vulgus. It says, "Hot new conversion kit, easy to convert, exciting action, top quality product, proven moneymaker."
wow, great. Is that like a business flyer or is that like?
Yeah, it's like for people that own arcade machines.
Right. Okay.
So what?
I just thought those are weird things to
confirm.
broadcast to just Joe Blow. Anyways,
Joe Blow didn't buy arcade machines.
Wasteland 2 has
Blubble, blubble.
Wasteland 2 has a release date, which is the sequel to the 1988 Wasteland, which like inspired Fallout.
Yep.
It was developed by them.
I like that. Wasteland 2 is the sequel to Wasteland.
That's the joke. There you go. Good job. I'm trying to. I just said that, but I'm trying to find the actual release date because it says arrives in
Exactly when
August 29th,
Looks,
1997.
yeah, looks like September 19th. Yeah, there we go.
No, August 29th, 1997. What's the reference?
That's the day I was born.
Gun
No,
Vault.
It's Judgment Day, guys.
Ooh.
No, I don't know.
You know.
Oh.
Do.
Has anyone played Wasteland?
No, but I've played Wasteland. No, I haven't.
No, I haven't.
I
Whoever
would
did-
go back and play it, but
Who did the music from Terminator just now? Brian? Is that you?
Yep.
Good job.
it looks so obtuse and like hard, so I don't want to try it.
So I guess we should move on then.
Yeah. I thought someone in here
Still
would
don't
know about
actually
that
know what
game.
we're talking about. Does anybody?
No.
Say it again.
I said I still don't know what we're talking about. Does anybody?
Let's just
Oh, yeah.
Wasteland.
Wasteland.
No, this is Wasteland 2, not Wasteland.
2.
No. You're just getting confused.
Sequel.
Anyways, I don't have anything else to say.
Can we just all do duck lips real quick? What-
Show the
what is
dog
it?
again. I'm dead. I'm done.
You don't have anything else?
No, I had.
Oh, there's definitely another piece.
Yeah, there's an
Atari.
Atari story, but I don't care about it. So I just was like, let's not talk about that. Unless anybody else wants to talk about Atari rebooting games out of nowhere. The only reason why I put that on there is because Atari's rebooting what is it? Alone in the Dark and Haunted House, which are like old games, and they rebooted them like for this last gen. For some reason. And the only reason why I thought it was notable is that Atari, like a while ago, announced that they were done with games, except for like just re-releasing their old ones, which I guess this falls under, even though they're like kind of new games. But that's the only reason why I thought it was relevant. So if you want those games, they're coming. Atari's making them for you, and they're probably going to be bad because the other reboots were really bad.
I'd rather have the reboot
Awesome,
of Night
that's
Trap,
exciting.
more FMV.
What?
Yeah, what is that?
It's
You
super
guys
exciting.
didn't hear what Brian said?
No.
He said there's a Kickstarter to reboot Night Trap. Do you guys know what Night Trap is?
Yes, I do know
Oh,
what
yeah.
Night Trap is.
Okay, Brian, you have their attention. Go.
No, I just want it. More FMV is always a good thing.
Do you actually
we're
want it,
seeing
or are you being
with-
sarcastic?
No, I'm being very sarcastic. Quantum Break, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
This is the worst podcast ever.
No, it isn't. We're doing fine. We're having a good one. It's like I'm drunk again.
Let's just talk about what we're playing.
Yeah,
How about
yeah,
that?
I finished Rogue Legacy.
Yay!
Yay! Now
Wait,
we're
it
on
has,
to
How
other-
many-
it has an ending?
It does, but
Kinda,
then
huh?
you can New Game Plus it, which I'm
It has
also
an
doing now.
Doesn't New Game Plus suck?
Yeah, it's
Oh
it's
man,
bullshit.
it's harder
How
than
many
when it
family
first
members
started.
did you kill?
I killed a lot.
Wait a
of
minute.
family
Wait a
members.
minute. What? You're spoiling it now? I'll never play it.
Oh my god. Do you know the basic premise of this game, Michael?
Not at all. I heard that there's a rogue, and he probably
No,
has to
okay,
change his
so
legacy.
You go through the castle or whatever, and then every time you die, you
The
take
rogue.
as the heir, like as an heir to the ancestor that did
Oh,
it.
so it's shitty Infinity Blade.
No, what is
No.
that? Infinity Blade.
Infinity Blade is the same concept.
I haven't
die,
played it.
and then, you die, and then your heir comes, and it looks exactly like you, but that's just because you're wearing the armor of your father.
No, they have different yes, you're playing as an heir, but you have 3 options to choose from every time. You
Oh, like
die,
one has
and
red cufflinks,
They'll have different traits like
blue
you can be
shoes.
gay, and that's just a thing. It doesn't really affect the
Yeah, I
gameplay, but you
love
can
that.
also have
That's
I like the way you describe that. You can be gay.
you can also have ADHD, and that'll make you run really fast, or you can have a fear of chickens, and chickens will hurt you.
Why would you choose to do that? Is there a benefit?
Sometimes there are.
Yeah, aren't there like pros and cons to some
There
of
are
the...
pros and cons to each one, and sometimes you don't have a choice. All of your options will be shitty.
Yeah, you have to
but-
choose the least bad.
Exactly.
You can be colorblind.
Right.
it'll be
Yeah,
all
and
in
then
black and
if
white.
you're colorblind, it goes black and white. If you're nostalgic, then it turns sepia tones.
Yeah, I still need to get around to playing that game, but
I really hope Mr. Frosty is outside.
all right, all right. The podcast's over.
No, it isn't.
Michael ruined it. He ruined it for everyone. No, I'm just joking.
We've only gone through Brian.
No, I'm just
But we're
joking.
Brian, have you played any Star Wars games recently?
I haven't played any Star Wars games
I've
recently,
read a Star
Michael.
Wars comic recently.
Jedi Power Battles. That's the best.
I considered
man, I
playing
played
a
that
Star
game
Wars
so
game
much.
recently,
Yep, me too.
Which one?
but I don't have iOS, so I can't play it.
What game?
KOTOR?
It's the Star Wars Clash of Clans skin.
I did not know that was a thing.
Oh yeah.
Clash of Clans. What's
Clash
that
of
game?
Clans by Big Super Big Heavy or whatever. Super Box.
Generic
Trade.
tower defense.
No, it isn't actually. I didn't play it, but I did play their follow-up game because I thought I was reviewing it for IGN, so I put a weekend into it, got addicted, and then deleted it after 2 weeks. It was called Beach Bubble Attack or something stupid.
It's a great name.
Beach Blast.
Something very generic like that. I have been thinking about playing Shadows. What?
No one said anything.
Why am I just seeing Seth on this? Okay, I just saw Seth's beautiful Pokemon-like picture on the screen for like the whole time I stopped talking.
Pokemon picture.
The one where you're like standing next to somebody and you're crouched down and you look like Ash Ketchum.
Oh, it's
Isn't
me and
that-
Olimar from the
Yeah.
Nintendo World Store.
It's just because you have that hat on. I don't know
Okay.
what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's all them colors. It's all them
All those colors.
all them primary colors. Well, I was thinking about playing Shadows of the Empire recently because I've been watching. I downloaded Star Wars Despecialized. Do we know what this is? Is that
Oh,
I
yeah,
assume.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
Brien Bell knows about it for sure, right?
I don't know about it. Tell me about it.
Do you not know about it?
I know about it.
Okay.
You know about it? I know about it. But does Seth know about it? Do you know about it, Seth? Michael, do you know about it? Just the whole part.
I'd be happy to tell you about it.
That's fine. Let's move on. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
It's basically
It's like a fan thing.
it's like a very dedicated set of fans who have gotten like basically the best sources they can find of the original version of Star Wars from 1977, and including 35mm prints. And Brian, why are you smiling?
Why am I smiling?
Why are you happy, you bastard?
You know, you look like you're like, oh, listen to this little wannabe fake Star Wars fan.
There was nothing behind any smile.
I know Star Wars Despecialized has been around for years. I used to have the version 1.0. If you
What?
think that I'm like,
You're like a paranoid
Michael,
guy that's like, I
No,
know
no,
about it.
let me
I
tell
know
you-
I
about
would
it.
never
me-
doubt
no,
your
listen,
Star
let me-
Wars credentials, Michael.
let me
I
tell
think you're
you
a
what.
Brother fan. That's
No, let me show you what I'm seeing when I look at Brian's picture.
Can't
It's
see
like
your mouth,
frozen
but
that way, and it looks like he's mocking me. So I don't know. But anyway, what I was getting at was every time I hear the that song, it makes
Sure.
me think of Shadows of the Empire. It's like a Pavlovian response, and I want to play it, but then I don't. So I didn't play Shadows of the Empire.
I miss Shadows of the Empire.
Is that everybody here? Is there somebody here who doesn't like Shadows of the Empire?
There better not be.
I've only played a little bit of it, but I liked what I played.
I think a lot of people really don't like it.
I really
Oh,
like
it's
Shadows
so
because
good.
it led to great games like the Rogue Squadron games.
Mm.
Which I have all of now, thanks to you, Brian.
Yes! You're welcome.
Can we talk about how Episode 2 is the best Star Wars movie?
Yikes. No.
End the podcast. Michael,
I
you're
disagree.
taking over.
Mute
I
him.
disagree.
Mute
I
him.
think it's not the worst Star Wars movie.
It's nowhere near the
No,
worst.
it is the worst one for me. It's the worst one.
Episode 2?
Yeah.
Why?
Let's.
Well, anyway, okay. I do like Revenge of the Sith, though.
Yeah, that's definitely the best prequel. It goes 4, 5, 6.
I'm actually
1, 3,
playing.
2.
I'm actually playing Danganronpa 2.
How's it going?
So I don't know if you guys remember my review, because the first game came out like early this year, like maybe March or April,
Yeah.
and I wasn't expecting it, but somehow we've gotten on like Nice, I can't remember, their press list, and they actually just send us stuff now, which is always great. We don't have to ask for their games, and so I started playing it, and kind of like a cross between Phoenix Wright and Battle Royale. But I really enjoyed the story, but like kind of had a lot of problems with how it made a lot of really inappropriate jokes about like teenagers having sex, basically, which I guess is fine if you're a teenager and you're playing it and they're talking about that kind of stuff. You're like, oh, haha, I know that one girl. but like when I like saw those parts in the game, like I thought, well, these are actually like really perverted adults who are writing these, and so I had a problem with that. But I was not going to play Danganronpa 2, but I also didn't expect they would just send it to us, and I played about an hour of it so far. There's no inappropriate. Well, actually, I take it back. There's already been inappropriate sex jokes.
Oh no.
There's a character who I'm not supposed to talk about anything past the first chapter, but in like an hour or 2 hours. I haven't even passed the prologue yet. But there's a character who keeps asking this girl to suck the venom out of his whatever he says.
That's
But he's
normal.
clearly referring to his penis.
That works well.
And every time he says it, he'll say like, please suck the venom out of it with your mouth.
Is there voice acting in this
Wow.
game?
Yeah, is it voiceover?
Yeah, partial voice acting.
Weird. That seems weird.
But oh, Brian's gotta turn on the AC. He'll be right back.
No, he already said
Nope.
that. This
I've
is
gotta go.
the next thing was okay, guys.
I'll
Gotta
see
go.
you guys later.
Okay, Brian's
That was
Bye,
gonna.
like
Brian.
40
Bye,
minutes
Brian.
ago.
I see that.
Bye, guys.
See you later,
Bye,
Brian.
Bye.
Hey, Brian.
Okay, bye.
Voice.
So-
The premise of Danganronpa was that you were in this high school and all these kids had to kill each other, or like the only person that could like get out alive was like the one person who didn't get caught killing somebody. And so like the beginning of Danganronpa 2, it seems like the premise is completely flipped because it's like they take you to this island, this tropical island, and it's like the first rule is there's no like extreme violence allowed, and like the second rule is everybody has to live in harmony with each other and nature. And so it's like, oh, so it's not a game about a bunch of kids killing each other, but
Someone's gonna die.
maybe something happens near the end of the prologue and the rules get flipped again.
Ooh.
But no, they're pretty good games. They're pretty fun. The music is excellent. The voice acting is pretty good for what it is, and if you like Phoenix Wright, you'll like it. Be into it. Just
Cool.
don't be sensitive about underage sex. Like I am.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing to be sensitive about. Austin or Seth, you want to talk about what you're playing?
Sure. I've been playing the Swapper on PS4.
How do you get to that?
Yeah, I really love it. I think it looks fantastic. It reminds me of just like these awesome little miniature sets that are just really, really cool. Music's fantastic, and it's very just gameplay oriented, which I like. It's kind of got a story you figure out as you go along, but the gameplay is just puzzle room basically style. But it's really fun, and the visuals are amazing, which I love.
What kind of puzzle game is it? Like is it like a
I mean, the
like
easiest
do you
thing
have
to
a
compare
character on
it.
screen? Go ahead.
Yeah, the easiest thing to compare it to is like a 2D platformer version of Portal, but it's not like it's not exactly like Portal, but you can basically make copies of yourself and place yourself around the room, and then switch between yourself. But there's things that get in the way of that or whatever. That's why it's called a swapper, because you can swap places. But it's really cool. I mean, the visuals and the kind of overall presentation is really almost worth it alone. But I haven't beat it yet, but it's a lot of fun. And what else? I played Road Not Taken because it's free, PS Plus.
Me too, yeah.
And yeah, it hasn't really.
Me three.
Haven't really got into it. I was hoping to actually. I was kind of planning on getting it if it wasn't PlayStation Plus, actually. But yeah, it's not really been my favorite so far.
Yeah, I was trying to stick through it and see if I could get a little bit further, and then the game froze. I mean, it didn't literally freeze, but my character just got stuck in like because you pick up things and throw them, and it's like puzzles and whatever. It got stuck in the animation of like lifting a thing, but there was nothing there, and I couldn't get out of it without quitting the game. I'm like, okay, I'm just whatever, I'm done. So
yeah, it wasn't that great.
It looks great, and I like the little bit of humor they inject into some of the stuff, but
yeah, it's free. But,
yeah.
And I've been playing through Cave Story again on my 3DS because that game's great.
Cave Story eShop or Cave Story 3D?
eShop, not 3D. I haven't played the 3D version, just the eShop one. I like the old school graphics, but
I just sold my copy of Cave Story 3D for like $60 because it's coming out on the eShop, and I don't need physical games for the 3DS.
Wow.
Is it worth playing through it again? I guess.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It was cool when the eShop version was not available. I think it looks. I really do dig the art style, even though I prefer the original. But
Yeah.
it's just that the eShop version is, currently like a fifth of the price. Has
Yeah.
way more content. Like I think there's one extra area in Cave Story 3D. But Cave Story eShop is like actually the definitive version of the game with like all of the extra areas and content and secrets and extra weapons and stuff. And yeah, you can't beat that for $10. Like it's such an amazing game.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I need to go back and finish it.
On what
Only played
platform?
a couple hours of it. I had it on PC or Steam.
It's great on.
I don't know what version it was.
Cave
It's
Story,
probably Cave Story Plus, because that's what I
Cave
have.
Story Plus is
Okay,
what the eShop version is based on, except that it doesn't have the like updated music and like remixed music or whatever, and like higher res graphics that Cave Story Plus has. So,
What
Which
have
I
you been
can
playing,
remember.
Austin?
Yeah, what are you playing, Austin?
I've been playing Tales of Exilia 2.
That's a big game, I understand.
Yeah, I gotta review it for another site, so I'm trying to plow through as much of that as possible. I like the first one. This one is very similar to it. Battle system still very similar. Art styles super similar. Characters and locations similar. Which is good, but they also have a main protagonist that's pretty much silent, and I hate it. I kind of hate silent protagonists in general.
you never played The Legend of Zelda ever?
Link, though.
Let me tell you, Link
Oh,
is like the one exception, but I kind of feel like I'd be okay if Link talked to.
No.
I know people
hey,
hate
we should actually, instead of me transitioning this to asking you about what the other game is you're playing, which I typed in the chat, we should talk about Hyrule Warriors for a second, because
Yes.
I asked you guys earlier, well, also because Seth's been gone, but I asked you guys earlier, like, on the chat, like, what you kind of mentioned it, and you guys were like, oh, I'm not playing that game, or I'll wait, or whatever. Did you actually watch the direct about it, or have you seen any of the footage online?
I've seen footage of it, and I plan on getting it, so I don't know. I didn't say that.
I plan on getting it too. Yeah.
I plan on waiting because of
Yeah.
money.
Got it.
A lot of the time,
I really want to play it though.
Yeah,
a lot
I mean,
of the people upset with it are kind of like the same people that are upset with Bioshock iOS. It's like, this is what they're doing with the next Zelda game, and it's not the next Zelda game. So it's just kind of a fun little weird diversion.
It's a way to
Different developer.
yeah, it's a way to hush the like we want a Zelda game on the Wii U and get something out that could be really fun.
The way I look at it is, it's kind of like, I actually wasn't interested until recently either, but the way I look at it is, I don't really like Smash Brothers. I'm not a big fan of those games, but I do like the idea of having sort of like an interactive museum of Nintendo stuff. And like Hyrule Warriors kind of has like all these different characters from previous games, a bunch of like settings and bosses and weapons and costume changes from previous games. So you kind of like get to see all of your favorite at least 3D Zelda games in like high res, and that's cool. I'm very unhappy about the retailer specific pre-order DLC, but I'm always unhappy about that. I just think that it's kind of really shitty that Nintendo started down that path with a Zelda game. Even though it's not a Zelda game.
I mean, it looks fun. I don't know. I think it'll be enjoyable, honestly. I mean,
if you don't expect it to be a Zelda game, it's gonna be
exactly
It's gonna be a little more enjoyable.
I feel like a lot of people discredit games that are just dumb fun, and I don't really get it. Like, I love something that's just really stupid, but a lot of fun to play. Maybe it's not the best game, but it's fun.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Yeah.
I've never been big on Dynasty and Samurai Warriors, but I actually found out a couple years ago that my wife used to play them a lot randomly, and so like this is like a Zelda game that I can play with her.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
She's gonna be like, "What the heck is this crap?"
No, but she's been playing. She's actually in the living room playing The Last of Us right now. So.
Wow.
Yeah, the thing, real quick, that I think is awesome is just the Zelda universe extremely draws me in, and I get really into it. And like the Zelda crossbow game that came out on the Wii, got like, it was not the best game for sure, but
Link's
a friend of
Crossbow
mine,
Training, it's called.
Link's crossbow training is a friend of mine, and I got like really into it just because it was Zelda, and it was a fun way to like just spend some time, and that's what I expect with this game. Is it's just a great way to spend time in the Zelda universe. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same thing as the really great like Zelda mode on Nintendo Land.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the same exact thing. Loved it.
Although I'm kind of disappointed because now Michael got me thinking, why aren't they adding like Link's Awakening characters?
Well, they are.
Or other
They
things.
have I bet you there'll be more than they've already announced. But like they did show that they have a Chain Chomp, which what the only Zelda game that's been in, as far as I know, is Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So that's cool. I didn't see the Chain Chomp.
Yeah, that's giant and it's used as a weapon. But yeah, you remember he was outside of some woman's house in the first.
Yeah, there were a
world.
lot of Mario enemies and stuff in that game. Kirby
Yeah.
enemies.
Anyways,
Anyways, what else have you been playing, Austin? Anyways, what else have you been playing, Austin? Anyways, what else have you been playing, Austin?
I've been playing. I
Blaz
played-
Blue Clone Phantasmazzle.
That's what I've been playing. Blaz Blue Chrono Phantasm. No, Blaze Blue Clone Phantasma on the 3DS. It's a little eShop game. It's like $6.
Now, is this a sequel to Clone High,
No.
the television series? Okay.
This is a strange spin-off of the Blaze Blue fighting game series, with a bunch of chibi characters and in sort of a Smash Brothers arena-like setting, and it's not a good game.
Haven't they done this before?
They did.
Yeah, there was another one.
Isn't it spelled like Blaze Blue, like spelled like BLAYZ?
Well,
And
I'm
it's like-
pretty sure in Japan this game is actually called Blazy Blue Clone Phantasma.
Huh.
And I'm pretty sure that's what they call like their super deformed versions. So they just call it. Is it pronounced Blaze Blue, even though there's no E in the middle?
Yes, it is pronounced Blaze Blue, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, anyway.
I
I'm gonna-
pronounce it Blaze Blue, so that I say it's right.
Well, I pronounce Phi, and I think everybody else, including Nintendo, is wrong.
I think that
I say
a lot of
Fee
people don't
too,
pronounce
actually.
Good,
Oh.
good.
I
Listen,
didn't
I
even
want
know
you
it was
guys.
Fly. I guess I missed that.
I just want you guys to know that there's a character in this in this game that I'm reviewing called Tao Kaka. She is
Yes.
a Kaka clan girl, traveled with Ragna, and she's good at dash attacks. And I'm not sure, but she kind of looks like a dog.
She's totally a cat person.
Oh,
Whoa.
okay. I meant just I was actually only looking at the feet when I said that, so I guess.
Huh.
The and he's not making sexual jokes either. The Kaka clan is real.
Wow.
Big part of the Blaze Blue universe, you know. You guys probably won't
I
know.
have no idea anything about those games. I have one of those games,
Oh.
but I've never played it.
They are insane, incredibly hard to follow, like the most strangest anime ever.
Are all
But
of
yeah.
the localizations as bad as the one in this? Where they're like, the guy's like, "Why did you bring me here?" And the other guy's like, "It's you. Where did you come from?" And they're
No.
all like really.
They're
No.
actually written pretty well
Written?
in the real fighting games.
So bad. So
It's
bad.
really bad. So basically, the game is you're in an arena. You have, is it 3 attacks that are basically all the same thing,
You have
and-
2 attacks.
and a
You have
special
a
move.
regular attack and a special move.
This game is draining Michael's life force as we speak.
And You just knock out people from this arena, and then you go to the next level and you knock out more.
But they're not
people.
called. Can we just? I have an important point to make. They're not levels.
They're arenas.
No, they're
Rebels.
rebels. Which
Right.
is the name of my dog.
That
So
that is a.
I was playing it in the park the other day with the dog, and the game would be like Rebel 2, and he'd look at me like, what?
Yeah, that's in every Blaze Blue game too.
Why?
I don't know.
What do you
Because
mean?
fun times.
They gotta be different. They can't be Street Fighter.
Yeah. Can I tell you about a fighting game that I actually got into recently for like 10 seconds?
Yes.
Yes.
Power Stone?
No, what's the game? I already forgot. Skullgirls.
PlayStation 1.
10
No,
seconds.
Skullgirls.
Done.
That's
Oh,
a
yeah, I've heard
terrible
of this
game.
No, it's not. It's a cool game because there's like the classic cartoon girl, and there's like the sexy nurse girl, and then the mob of flesh that transforms girl.
You're totally selling this game, Tristan.
No, I really like that game. I actually liked it a lot. It was just fun. It was just
I don't
stupid.
know. I just didn't like the fighting in it. The
I
fighting
see.
system.
I know nothing about fighting games, so that's why I was just like, oh, there's these cool, weird characters. Like one girl has like her hair turned into like a parasite. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. And then one character is like a cat that gets cut up, and then she can still act. I'm like, that's cool. And it's like only like 12 characters, or 8, I think, or yeah, I think there's 8. And then there's DLC.
This is how I feel about your.
So I also played Dragon's Crown
Oh yeah. Speaking of
Until-
crazy Japanese. girl things.
until I realized you have to play like 3 or 4 hours to play online with people,
Oh, I didn't know that.
and that's really dumb.
Hmm.
Why would you do that?
Because they
'Cause,
want to make sure you know what's going on.
I figured it out after like 5 minutes though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. There's a
That's weird.
timer on that.
What's
Yeah.
the game?
Dragon's Crown.
Oh, that game.
You have to like beat I think the 9th dungeon
Yeah.
before online will unlock for you.
Hmm.
And the whole point of me playing was to play with one of my friends.
Oh wow.
And I was like,
Yeah, that
oh,
can
never
ruin
mind.
So I've been playing. I beat Child of Light because I'm just playing catch up on everything that's come out this year because I don't have money and I just get to things late. I've been playing some NES games. I played Clue Land, which is. Has anyone played Clue Land?
Yeah, I used to play it a lot when I was a kid, and I loved it, and I don't know why now.
Yeah, it's not. It's not all that good. But it's just interesting.
It's just the controls are
Yeah, that's yeah. And I played some Excite Bike.
also not so good.
Yeah, I mentioned this in the chat a couple days ago, but I popped in. I got it shipped to me.
Oh yeah,
I
Excite Nintendo, right? Non-Tundo.
Yeah, no, I piped it. I popped it in.
Of course you did.
I piped
Stick it in your pipe and smoke it.
Piped it. Piped that
That's
shit.
funny.
I melted the cartridge and inhaled it. No, I popped it into the NES, right? Booted up, and everything was misspelled. First of all, like the Excite Bike logo was just like ats and like number signs and exclamation marks and all that crazy. It looked like a GameFAQs logo. You know what I mean? How they like do the logos out of symbols. And then everything was misspelled wrong. And then yeah, Nintendo. What's weird is that mostly everything was like that. It was just like weird code or whatever, and it was just symbols and stuff. But Nintendo was specifically spelled Nintunto, like Nintunto. And I thought that, I'm like, at first I thought it was just a glitch, but then that made me think that I got some weird version of it. I took it out, put it back in, and it worked. And so that was the story of Nintunto. Short-lived, but made me laugh in the moment. But I haven't really been playing anything else. What was the other thing I've been playing? I think that's it. Smite every night still. So going for that Hades mastery, yo.
Which one is? What game is Smite? I think you were talking about it recently, but I just can't remember.
Yeah, it's the third-person MOBA. It's coming to Xbox One.
Aren't they all third person?
No, yes, but I meant like third-person behind the back instead of
Above the top.
yeah,
Yeah.
isometric.
Above the top.
What is this, Michael? What is this going on?
I don't know how you can be above the top.
What the fuck is... Oh my god.
Michael, you're ruining the show.
Oh my god. Oh lord. How did you pick
Fowler.
up your...
That's a perfect segue to say that that's what your baby will look like, Austin.
That's unnecessary and mean.
It's not mean. That's
Well,
cute.
actually, no. You're right. This is a good transition to talk about Retro Week, which hasn't gone up yet.
Yeah, let's
But
do
I do
plugs
want
and start with us.
to talk about it a little bit. So when I first sought out Austin's expertise to help us get a regular recurring retro feature on the site, I told him that I would give him a list of games on Sunday nights or something like that, and he would pick from one. And for the past several weeks, I just forget every weekend because I'm so exhausted during the week. I kind of
It's
like
usually
recharge.
like Tuesday
So
afternoon.
now, like Tuesday evening or Wednesday night, he'll be like, Michael, what's the game? and so I'll be like, these are the games. But this week I was thinking about how he's going to be a dad pretty soon, so I thought maybe we should have a baby-themed game selection. And that was actually really hard, but he chose this game called Bio Miracle Bakute Upa, which is the Famicom Disk System game where you play as a baby. And his piece isn't up yet because it's really long, Austin. and I'm still editing it, but in it he talks about how he starts to think about how much his life is going to change when his daughter is born, who I believe is going to be named after me, right?
Yeah.
Michelle.
Michaela.
So far.
And
I'm
so
still talking it over with Allison, but she'll come around.
I got it. Wait. Okay, never mind. So one of the things I learned from this piece is that Austin doesn't take very good care of himself. He actually likes Doritos and Mountain Dew so much that he said it twice in a row, which I edited out. Sorry. And then he said that he sort of like grudgingly eats fruits and vegetables, but most of the food he eats comes from a microwave. So I do want to talk about this a little bit. Does your wife have better dieting habits? Is your baby going to be okay?
Yeah, she's gonna be fine.
Okay.
I do want to say that in
No, I know you really like Mountain Dew.
for entertainment purposes, I had to make it seem worse than it is. But I do eat a lot of microwavable food, and at the time when I was writing that, I did have Doritos and Mountain Dew next to me. So I'm not a very healthy person, but
you have a Ninja
I'm
Turtle
better
on
than
your
this.
ear.
I do. It's all of them,
Cool.
actually.
All right. So I've had such an awful week that I haven't run all week, but you gotta take better care of yourself, man. That's all I'm
I
saying.
exercise.
I know.
What's the
I
first
exercise.
game your baby's gonna play?
I don't know. Probably whatever she steals the controller from me.
Probably Simon, huh?
Among the Sleep
Simon.
is like a horror movie from the perspective of a baby.
Oh, yeah.
What is?
I really want to play that game.
Among the
What is-
Sleep.
Among
like
the
a
Sleep?
It's like a survival horror. It's coming out for PS4 actually really soon, or
Survival horror baby.
But you play as like a 2-year-old or something.
That's what I've always wanted to do.
What can 2-year-olds do?
A 2-year-old.
Walk around
They
and
can-
be scared.
They
Walk
can
around
waddle.
and die.
They can
That's
crawl.
not cool. Let's not jinx anything here.
Well, no,
talk
if
only
they're
about-
in the survival horror game, what's going to happen to them? That's
Listen,
kinda
we're
awful.
talking about happiness.
That's true.
Times only.
All right, then they'll survive the survival horror game with not a scratch on him.
There is one more thing I want to talk about. I'm sorry, I keep doing this. Check out. Check out. What's wrong with me? Tell me.
You need some Mountain Dew.
No, I need to go outside and hope Mr. Softy is out there so I can get a popsicle. Please check out DM Cumbo's Dream Side. This is like a sort of motion comic / graphic novel coming out September 1st from David Cumbo, who's a former. He used to be employed by Insomniac, Games and also by WayForward. But he worked on Sunset Overdrive. He's still working with them as a contractor on another game of theirs. But he's now making a graphic novel about kids' experiences, sort of escaping in their minds from cancer. And please check out the trailer on our site. I think it looks really great. And check out his Facebook page. He's doing a live stream. I did not mention this in the article, but he's doing like a live stream on Wednesday. I think probably of a preview for the upcoming release. So our community does some pretty great stuff. So
That's true.
just wanted to throw that out there.
Hopefully you'll see a thing from me sometime soon if Michael writes about Donkey King.
History.
Yeah.
Get your history on. At
Well, I have
Invisible
two edit windows up. We should end this now.
Yeah, we're dying now. Anyways, go ahead and give your Twitter handles. I don't. Well, at least I had like a non-good one. I didn't have mine. My lower third is not good. Informative.
My Twitter handle is right below my name.
Yeah, you can see
so
Boston's.
It's too difficult to actually say. Just read it.
There you go.
And then
Now I
follow
just
me
threw it back to
Twitter.
Mine is at SSSETZ, sets with 3 S's.
And I'm
And-
at NY Times.
You're just directing people away from you. Don't you?
Invisible Game signing off. What? No, I am. It's impossible to find me if I say it. I'm at
Yep.
Invisible Gamer, but
Spell
not
it.
at Invisible Gamer.
Take all the
NVSBL.
vowels out.
No. NVSBL GAMER. There are a maximum of 2 vowels in there, and also a minimum of 2.
That's a weird way to describe a word. And I'm at Edeltodd. Next week, Gabe will probably be back so he can make sure these things don't ramble on and just
He'll love it.
turn into nothing.
He'll love this. He'll love this.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you for watching. We'll be here next week. Bye-bye.